government brainwash our people with the mind control theory. That's what they do. So that makes our people like it. They keep playing that same song.
Ja, het is toch een rare onheilsprofeet in dit geval.
Ik vind het...
Give your all. I love you all. We're family. Just know that. We're a family.
Yeah.
We have to bring love back into the world, to remind the world that love is important. Love is important. We love each other. We're all one. It's a message. We take care of the planet. We have 4 years to get it right, or else it's irreversible damage we've done. So we have an important message to give. Okay? Important, but I thank you for your cooperation so far. Thank you. Big thank you. This is to take care of the planet.
We're following this earthquake in Haiti, a 7.0 magnitude, in only about 10 or so miles from the capital of Port-au-Prince. David Wald, Dr. David Wald is joining us now from the U.S. Geological Survey in Golden, Colorado. Dr. Wald, what's the latest that you're getting on this earthquake and the aftershocks that are coming in?
Well, as you mentioned, we have a magnitude 7 earthquake that's very shallow, and therefore it could be very damaging. It occurred about 4:53 local time in Haiti, and as you mentioned, just south of the capital, Port-au-Prince, so it's extremely populated. And our concern is that an earthquake this size and shallow will have extremely strong shaking, and with the population exposure so high and the high vulnerability of the structures that are built in that area, that we should probably have some significant casualties from this earthquake.
This is a dangerous, it was an 8.8 earthquake. Talking about 8.8, guys, we're talking about a 7.0 in Haiti. An 8.8 is from 7.0 to 8.0, 32 times stronger. 8.0 to 9.0, another 32 times. Okay, so we didn't get all the way to 9.0. You do that multiplication. From 7.0 to 9.0 is 1,000 times stronger earthquake. This thing is somewhere in the neighborhood of 600, 700, 800 times stronger than the Haitian earthquake. Luckily, it was underwater. That's the good news. Bad news, it was underwater. So now we have a Pacific-wide tsunami.
The series of floods and landslides triggered by torrential rains in China have claimed hundreds of lives and forced thousands of people from their homes. Areas along the Yangtze River have been badly hit, putting huge pressure on the 4-year-old Three Gorges Dam, where water levels are at record highs.
This is the force of China's flood season. House after house toppled. Rivers turned to torrents high in Sichuan's mountains, and this is the result. Cities downstream inundated. In Guang'an, this year's is the worst flood they've seen since 1847. The old town submerged since Monday, and 500,000 people affected.
Well, these floods have been devastating for Guang'an, but they pose a real challenge to China as a whole, because the rain has been falling right across this region for days, and all of this water, well, it flows straight down into the Yangtze River and China's giant Three Gorges Dam, which is now under more stress than at any time since it was constructed 4 years ago.
We're getting our first look at the damage caused by 3 days of floods and record-breaking monsoon rains here in Pakistan. And what we're seeing is a disaster in communities that are going to take perhaps years to rebuild. The hardest hit area is the province of Khyber Pakhtunkhwa, here in the city of Charsada, which is 2 hours west of Islamabad. Floodwaters have swept away hundreds of homes. Officials telling CNN scores of businesses, schools, and government buildings also destroyed.
The interpretation I've got is that in between this 2008 and 2012, because obviously the two logos contain the word Zion, there's going to be a lot of things happen in between those 4 years. We're not just going to end up with one event. It's going to be a sequence of events continually.
Yeah.
And I believe for anyone...
For 4 years to get it right, or else it's irreversible damage we've done. So we have an important message to give, okay?
Opportunity to forge for ourselves and for future generations a new world order, a world where the rule of law, not the law of the jungle, governs the conduct of nations. When we are successful, and we will be, we have a real chance at this new world order, an order in which a credible United Nations can use its peacekeeping role to fulfill the promise and vision of the UN's founders.
You've come to take control. You can take my
to change, motherfucker. Just a lullaby to the new world order. Just a lullaby.
Niggas that got killed in the field and all the babies born know they ain't fully prepared for this new world order, so I keep it ghetto like sunflower seeds.
We are slowly being slaughtered, so be prepared for the new world order. Yeah, yeah, you can yell out your brain.
Escaping through this hole that is gaping. This world is mine for the taking. Make me king as we move toward a new world order. A normal life is boring, but superstardom's close to...
What do you think the most important thing is for Barack Obama? Obviously, you're here to talk about the anniversary for U.S.-China diplomatic relations, but if you had to say this is going to be the country or the conflict or the place that will define the Obama administration, what would it be?
The president-elect is coming into office at a moment when there are upheavals in many parts of the world simultaneously. You have India, Pakistan, you have the jihadist movement. So he can't really say there is one problem that is the most important one. But he can give a new impetus to American foreign policy, partly because the reception of him is so extraordinary around the world. I think his task will be to develop an overall strategy for America in this period when really a new world order can be created. It's a great opportunity. It isn't such a crisis.
Sky News with Paula Middlehurst.
Well, there have been extraordinary scenes in Berlin tonight as thousands of people gathered to hear Barack Obama deliver key foreign policy speech on his current European tour. The Democratic presidential hopeful laid out his vision for America's place in a new world order, saying he was speaking as a proud citizen of the United States and a fellow citizen of the world. Well, Senator Obama's tackled America's place in the world at several points in his speech, acknowledging recent splits between the US and the rest of the international community.